Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 165. So how you doing? You doing well? How's the new year? Still going good? Hopefully it is going amazingly well. Everything at Tiege is good. We are doing a lot of stuff. We have a lot to talk about in the quarterly meeting that is coming up in a few weeks, which I will definitely be bringing the video camera and talking to you guys a little bit while we're there and talking to everybody and getting a little bit more connected with Tiege, which is one of the reasons why I love so much going and doing these quarterly meetings. We're actually meeting for a day longer than normal because as the business grows, it used to be that for the quarterly meeting, like it would be a 2-day meeting, but the way that our company is growing, we're adding employees, we've got more issues, we've got more things to talk about, strategies to develop, and handsome faces to make handsome. It takes a little bit more time. And so we're moving it to a 3-day meeting, which is a challenge for me because the way that I create content, I'm creating like 5 to 6, including this, 7 videos a week. And so for me to take basically like 3 days off, it's a challenge. And so this means that I gotta work and squeeze videos in on weekends. And then with the Alpha M project that's starting actually next week, actually this week coming up, I've got my first guy flying in, the cast. Amazing. You guys are going to freak. It's really going to be an amazing season. We're sort of reworking and reformulating the way that the way that the episode is structured. All the other seasons, like season 1, 2, 3, and 4, we all kind of like structured it where it was like we did the the makeover, and then at the end we would do the giveaway. And that giveaway was like 5 or 6 minutes long, and it just took up a lot of time, and a lot of people would like sort of tune out at that point. And so one thing that we're doing a better job incorporating the sponsors into throughout the episode. So like when we get the haircut, we're going to talk about Tiege because we're dealing with handsomeness. When we go to get the suit, that's where we pitch the suit. Then we're talking about bodybuilding and Thursday Boot. We got some amazing sponsors. The season is going to be off the chain. I've actually never said off the chain. That's a first. But we're really excited about it. And when I say we, I mean Christian and I. Christian has been like calling me like every day, like, hey, I thought about this. And what about this? And can we have another $500 for this? I'm like, dude, chill, bro. No, seriously, it's awesome. And it's really cool because those episodes are ridiculous in terms of just he and I, literally, just he and I do them. And I think they turn out, just as good as a lot of the higher production value, YouTube videos and even some like reality shows I've seen. We definitely kick their ass. Let's see, what else? Menfluential Conference. It's coming. So if you are not if you have not booked your tickets, bought your tickets, booked your flight, and decided to make it happen, like time is of the essence and it's running out. Literally, it's going to be here in about a month, and so now is the time. So if you're interested, coming and meeting me, meeting Rob, meeting Kelly, meeting Akin, because it's going to be us 4 at the conference, you got to get your ass to Atlanta. Menfluentialconference.com, buy your tickets. Now that all the bookkeeping and updates are out of the way, let's get to your questions, because this vlog at the end of the day is about helping you guys that want to start businesses, that want to embrace the entrepreneurial spirit and start the entrepreneurial journey like we have at Tiege Hanley. This video and this content in this vlog is really designed to let you know what's going on in our world, tell you basically from video number 1, because we've been doing this now 165 weeks. You can go back and literally watch the progression, watch the sort of history of Tiege Hanley unfold and deal with things as we deal with them. And that's the really cool thing about this vlog. We also want to just give value. And so we know that a lot of us, or not a lot of us, us here at Tiege, myself, Rob, Kelly, have sort of done a bunch of businesses and have done a lot of things, and so we have some perspective. Doesn't mean that we're right. No, we do have a perspective, and one that we're willing to share with you. And so now let's get down to your questions. Boy, NTDang has a question. He says, grow, grow, grow. But when is it enough? At what point will you say, okay, this is enough and we need to sustain it? He goes on to say some other things, but this is such an amazing question, and one that is so near and dear to my heart. And it's also a question that I know for a fact that our friend has no business being an entrepreneur. And the reason I say that, I'm not trying to knock you or anything like that, but when you're an entrepreneur, you know, it's about not only the destination, it's not only about making money or anything like that. It's about the challenge of growing something and being successful, taking an idea, something from nothing, and making something out of it. And when something that is nothing is yours and it's your baby and it's something that you love and you're passionate about, you never want to settle. You never want to stop. And so that's the thing that drives me absolutely freaking crazy when I see comments about, oh, you should just be happy you have enough money or whatever. It's not about the money, my friends. That is what it is not about. And that's the biggest mistake and misunderstanding that people that are not entrepreneurs, that do not have that drive, that passion, that goal in them, they don't understand. They think, oh, well, I got enough to what? What are you really satisfied with? Because here's the thing, I'm telling you, it's not about the money. Every single business that is out there is trying to grow, because I've got another newsflash, is that if you're not growing, if you are not actively seeking new customers, new innovations, new products, you are going to see yourself flatten, and then you're going to start dropping off. You're either growing or you're going backwards. That is a fact. And with business, you have got to keep your foot on the pedal. You got to keep your foot on the gas moving forward. But this whole idea of you've got enough, that's such a liberal thing to say. And I never talk politics. I never talk, like politics, religion. That's just something I stay away from. But when I hear comments like that, it's kind of like, oh, you should just be happy. Why should I be happy? Because the one thing that I can measure my success against is the year before. And so if I am making strides, if I am trying to be successful as an entrepreneur, as a business, the one thing I can look at is income. The one thing I can look at is profitability or subscriber base or whatever it is. And that is one thing that I can look at and be like, okay, I'm doing well, or I'm doing something right because I'm growing. And if I stop, it's downhill. It's a slide. And that is something that you will never understand. You will never understand the concept of it's not enough, because it's never enough. We're happy. I'm happy. We're happy that we have reached a level of success, but we're not satisfied, because we are going to work. We're going to bust our ass. We're going to try to dominate. And in order to dominate, we need to grow. If you're happy, if what you have is enough and you're not aspiring to anything else, cool. There is nothing wrong with that. It's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's for people that have a different mindset. We've got a different stomach. We've got a drive and a motivation that you will never, ever understand. But great question. David Last has a business question, which is exciting for me because he's talking about sunglasses. He says, I have a store that sells men's and women's jewelry, and I'm making around $40K a month, which is awesome. Congratulations, sir. You have officially made it. Why don't you just stop there? Just kidding, because you're an entrepreneur. You know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about introducing a line of sunglasses under the same brand. For example, like Movement watches, recently starting sunglasses and jewelry. Do you think I should do this or start another brand that only focuses on selling sunglasses? What approach do you think would be better? So for those of you who don't know, Movement, the company, which I am super into and I really like, they started selling watches, and then they're like, hey, watches are great, let's expand and start selling shades. And so they came out with sunglasses, and then there was accessories and things like that. And so they have basically expanded their offering, expanded their model. It's still in the same genre, and so it was really smart, and their sunglasses are great. In terms of cheap sunglasses, they are decent quality for cheap sunglasses. But what I would recommend our friend do, because he already has a business established, he's got a brand, he's got customer base, I would recommend, unless you're just crazy about starting some new sunglass brand that you just want, I would do it under your same name, same line, because it's easier. You've got a built-in customer base. And so you've got $40,000 a month that is coming in from customers that already love your stuff, that are selling, and that you're getting in front of. If you start another brand and it's, you're like ABGC sunglass brand, now you're sort of starting from scratch. Yes, you can market to them, but it's not as easy and it's not as seamless of an integration. And because I just look at like, what is the path of least resistance? It's going to be easier for you to basically do it in that name and double down and sell it to your current audience, as opposed to starting something from nothing with no brand recognition, with not an established customer base or marketing. Like, you've already got traffic going to your website. It's going to be very easy for you to add something as opposed to start something from scratch, in my opinion. Michael Kropp, a fellow Chicagoan. Is that what you say? I'm not from Chicago, but Tiege is. He says, hey Alpha, I have a business question. I'm currently a college student in Chicago studying marketing at DePaul University, blah, 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 blah. Because I love to sell stuff, I've been flipping things on eBay and selling old things that I don't need and have found moderate success in. I'm sorry, I'm reading like I just learned to read. However, my real desire is to start a small business or brand while in college that consists of my own digital and physical products. My question is, how do I go about researching and finding a problem that needs to be fixed that only a new product could solve? Mainly looking to cater my products towards students. However, I'm open to selling to business professionals. Thanks again, Alpha. Keep up the great content as I do a spin jump in my double monk straps every time you upload a video. Thanks, Michael. We love you. And you have good taste in shoes. So how do you go about finding a product to solve a problem? This is the million-dollar question, right? Businesses and starting businesses, it's all about, it's identifying a need and then solving a problem. The fact that you want to do something that nobody's done, that's a whole nother animal. One thing you could do is look online to see, Google searches, like what are the popular things that people have questions about. Search volume, that's something that you could possibly look into. There are websites out there that you can sort of see, how much people are searching for certain things. And if you see somebody is searching for a problem, then, maybe that's a way to do it. Also, videos. If you see like a lot of videos on a specific topic, there's a buddy of mine, Thomas Frank, who does a YouTube channel, and it's all about like studying and helping students. And he does incredibly well on his channel. I'm not sure. I think he has a product. I think he has like an e-product, but I'm not 1,000% sure. It's just about keeping your eyes open and listening to people and seeing what type of content is coming up often, and see if there's something that you can identify as a problem, and then do your research. See if there's something else out there that is addressing the particular issue. Now, the chances are there's probably something out there, but that being said, it doesn't mean that you can't differentiate yourself from the other products that are out there and absolutely kick ass. One thing I will say is that when nobody else is solving the problem, it's either the problem isn't really a problem, or you are just like, you've like figured something out. Chances are you are going to be more successful, and in my opinion, you should look at products that are being sold that you think are being sold like very well, or you could do better in this area or this niche. Because, if you can do that, you already know that there's a market there, right? So trying to identify a market that you're not sure is there or that could potentially be there, I think is going to be more challenging than identifying a market that is there, that's strong, and then just being like, yo, I think I can add to that, or basically pick off some of their business. In my opinion, that's probably what I would do. Ahmed Sharif has a business question. He said, would it be better to get the equipment and manufacture your product on your own, or to make a specialized manufacturer do it for you? In your case, is it better to make Tiege in your own facility, or would you outsource it? The answer is no. We will never, ever, ever take it in-house. And the reason for that, the manufacturing of a skincare product is a whole nother animal as opposed to you know, I don't know, making pens, where it's like, you know, you make this and then you make this, you have a machine that puts it together, bingo bango, pen, right? Bad example. But Tiege Hanley, you know, the mixing of ingredients, the certifications that you need, the level of security around, you know, like it's a whole nother, like labs are a business in and of itself, and finding a lab that can handle the volume, because that's the other thing, right? These labs that we use are huge. The order volume and the volume of Tiege Hanley that we are producing, each order is monstrous. And so for us to be able to do that, it just doesn't make sense. The cost to have these things produced on an individual basis is, you know, meaning like, you know, the cost of manufacturing is not like astronomically like crazy that it's totally killing our margins. These labs have the equipment, they've got the scientists, they've got the, you know, lab technicians, they've got the people filling it, they've got receiving to take the packages, they've got all the special ingredients, they know where to source the ingredients. Like, it's a whole nother animal. But there are some businesses, and a lot of businesses, that it makes more sense to actually buy the machinery and manufacture it yourself. But for something as specialized and as regimented as a product like Tiege Hanley, it is definitely not something that we're capable of doing or competent to do. Chris Winter has a YouTube question. I run 2 large YouTube channels as a primary business, and sometimes do run out of energy trying to script my videos. How do you do it, Aaron? Do you bulk script, or is it literally one video every day that you write? Thanks, and please understand how much we appreciate this business series. It's gold. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. So for me, I run out of energy. So for me to do a video, I have found for me over the course of the past 10 years that it works best for me if I focus on one video a day. I have to, you know, get the concept. I've got to, you know, get up. I've got to get really energetic. I've got to be ready to deliver a message and get creative with like one video. When I try to do multiple videos in a day, it's really hard. Also, I still do my own editing, and so for me to have like multiple videos in a day to edit, that's also a challenge. I still, every morning, will sit down and script my video. Now, I used to script them like super, like I wrote out like the entire video. I don't do that anymore. Now, it's more about the title, the bullet points, and I've done enough of these videos now, and I'm good enough on camera, and I'm quick enough that I can pretty much, you know, kind of wing it as long as I've got those points and bullet points. The fact that I integrate a sponsor in the videos, I work with pretty much the same sponsors all year long. And so I don't need, you know, to memorize a lot of talking points. So I know them. I've already memorized, you know, bodybuilding.com and Dollar Shave Club and, you know, Tiege Hanley, Ansibel, like all these products. I'm in a very fortunate position. They'll do like one video a month, so it's cool for me. But in terms of bulk filming and batching and stuff like that, every creator does it a little bit differently. For me, I used to think that I needed the script every single video, and if I didn't, I would start to ramble and sort of like go off on these tangents, and my video would be like 12 minutes long. But as I've sort of, like I said, I've been doing this now for 10 years, like thousands of videos, I've gotten better. And what I do when I edit, typically like when I do like the rough edit, I'll put it together, and it'll usually be like 8 minutes long. And then I know, okay, I need to get this to like 6.5. And so I end up chopping it down to make it a tighter, better video. But that's done like post-production. And so I don't know if that answered your question, but for me, I don't bulk film. I know a lot of creators like Jose Zuniga, he bulk films like a bunch of videos in a day. And then another day he'll spend all day editing and all day, you know, it really depends on you, what feels best for you. For me, I'm about energy. I'm about getting up for that video, and then when I'm done, I got other things to do. I can't spend all day filming video. It takes too much to film a video in terms of energy for me. And there's so many good business questions. I think we're going to make this a 2-part series. This is part 1. I'm going to do 2 more questions, and then next vlog I'm going to get to some more questions because there are just too many, and I don't want to miss it. And if you guys have any other questions down in the comments. I guess let's throw some more business questions out there. I will film this next week. I'm not going to film it now because once again, it's about getting up. And so if you've got a business question, guys, down in the comments, let me know. Start it with business question and then ask your question. That's how I can filter. But we'll do a part 2 because the questions are amazing, and I really feel like this is the valuable stuff that we talk about, and so it's critical that we do more. Bryce Rogers has a business question. It's about a pitch deck. For those of you who don't know, pitch deck basically is, because I didn't know what it was until like kind of recently. A pitch deck is when you put together sort of like a PowerPoint presentation or a document that basically goes over your business model, your strategies, and how you're going to make money. You can present this to potential investors or you know, potential clients. You're pitching it. You're pitching your idea. And so that's what a pitch deck is. My colleagues and I, Bryce Rogers asked, my colleagues and I are creating a pitch deck for our very new online business / website. What are the 3 most important pieces of advice you have for a good pitch deck? See it Menfluential 2019. Bryce, make sure to come up to me and be like, yo, I'm the pitch deck guy. I'm like, pitch deck guy, Tiege vlog. Just remind me. Anyway, I have done a pitch deck before. It was for one of my fitness businesses. It was a concept called Move It. It was after my little personal training studio. We were like, yo, we're gonna start this fitness sort of franchise. It was called Move It. It was for parents, kids, group workout facility. It was a great idea. If it was started by 2 other people other than myself and my business partner at the time, it would have been successful. But we were looking for investment, and so we went and sat in on like angel investor like pitch things. Like there are groups of like angel investors that will basically schedule, you know, you can apply and they will, you know, look at your pitch or whatever, and you can apply to present to them, and they might meet like once a month or whatever. And so we went and sat in to sort of watch the pitches of these guys, all different industries, all different things. And this was kind of before the internet was like huge, to be honest. And so we put together our like pitch deck or offering or investment offering or whatever it is, and business plan. You know, there are different names for it. I think business plan is kind of like when you're going to a bank to try and get money, but a pitch deck, I would assume, is kind of like the same thing. And so what I'd recommend is you really need to identify why you're going to, why you need the money. What do you need the money for, and how are you going to spend it? That's one of the things that, if you watch Shark Tank, like Shark Tank is one of my favorite shows, right? I've been on twice, and if you watch Shark Tank, it's amazing to me when people don't know like what they're going to spend the money on. If you're an investor, if you're somebody who is going to give a company money that you don't know, money in order to try and grow a business, the money isn't for them to put in their pocket. That's one of the common misconceptions with Shark Tank. People think, oh, they got $1 million. Yeah, you got $1 million. It's not $1 million for them to stick in their pocket and be like, yo, okay, we're going to continue. You need to tell them exactly what you are going to spend the money on, and not only what you're spending it on, but why you need to spend it and what is it going to do in terms of what are you going to get in return. You also need to talk about, I would say in your pitch deck, marketing strategy. For me, if I'm going to be sitting across from somebody and they're going to be like, yo, I just invented the most sick-ass wallet. It is the coolest wallet. It's got all sorts of fancy sexiness going on. I'd be like, wow, that's a pretty sexy wallet. Tell me how you're going to sell it. Marketing, that is the big question mark in my opinion. And how much is it going to cost me to market? And so you could probably tie those two things together. And then the third thing that I would want to see if I'm an investor sitting there listening to you sell me your super sexy wallet, I'd want to know, how much money am I going to make back? And what time frame is this going to happen? With these angel investors, with venture capital, like there's a time frame, a window where they want to see, like, hey, in 3 years, you're going to have your money back. We're going to be out. We're going to, so you need to let them know, that investor know, how the money is going to be spent, how you're going to market it, and how they're going to make their money back. Because if you tell them, hey, we're going to spend your $1 million, we're going to make these super sick wallets, and we're going to market it here, and at the end of the day, in 3 years, you're going to make $27.56, they're going to be like, probably not. You need to outline and show how they're going to make their money and in what time frame. That's my advice, but what do I know? Guys, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. This vlog has probably gone long, but I love answering your business questions. We'll get to more in part 2, so down in the comments, if you've got a business question, remember, start it with business question, and we will get to more next week. And I'll try and save all the talking that I did at the beginning of this vlog. Straight into the questions. Guys, you rock so hard it's ridiculous, and we at Tiege Hanley love you more than our double monk strap shoes.